Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us today. I'm Jim Wall, and I'm here with Janine Waddell from Horizon Keystone Financial. Today we're going to walk you through the learning module of Workplace Furnishings Financing Program. First, just a little background on Horizon Keystone Financial. We've been in business 20 years and we specialize in office furniture financing. So we really understand the life cycle of your sales. We know that there are various lead times and they may be time sensitive. We work with all the manufacturers that are out there, but in particular with the ones that are aligned with workplace furnishings. We know that you need a deposit up front. So on every lease or finance sale, you're going to get a 50% deposit guaranteed. And we know that there might be changes in punch lists, and we're really good about handling that down the line. We also can finance anything that's involved in an end user's move. So if they also need a business phone system or HVAC equipment, we can bundle everything together into one low, affordable monthly payment for your customer. And why are we talking about this today? Why are financing solutions important? Well, the first thing is most sales come down to affordability. Does this fit within my budget? And end users are looking for you to offer a turnkey, one-stop shopping solution for them. A lot of times in the office furniture industry, a finance payment or a lease payment, it's used as a life preserver. It's thrown out at the 11th hour to help save the sale. What we're going to go through today is how to offer this proactively, to get into the habit of saying, hey, we have financing options available, and here's a monthly payment. And as a result, you're going to stand out as an in-touch and consultative salesperson. There's a great quote at the bottom of this slide. People don't know what they want until you show it to them. And what we mean by this is, let's say you were going to go show someone 3 different manufacturers' chairs, but then at the last minute, you only show them the first 2. Well, what's the chance that they're going to choose that third chair? Probably very slim. Same comes down with financing. It may not automatically dawn on your customer's mind that they can finance their office furniture purchase, and it could be just what they need to move forward with the sale. Here's a brief overview of what we're going to go through today. First, a couple reasons why offering a finance payment is smart for you on your end as a dealer sales representative. Then a couple reasons why your client will benefit from financing their purchase. We're going to go through some basic terms that may come up in your first or second conversation with a client. We're going to go through how to offer the solution, some great opening lines to start the conversation about financing. And then we're going to round some things up with some frequently asked questions that may come up. First benefit to you, it's definitely going to give you a competitive advantage. Again, remember, 98% of the time, a finance payment is thrown out reactively. So if you include a finance payment proactively, it's going to give you an edge over your competitors. 85% of decision making comes down to affordability. And there's a great quote at the bottom of the slide that sums things up. Sure, great products, they'll sell themselves without financing. But how many more could you sell when financing is available? Could you include sound masking? Could you include artwork? Could you have a bigger sale? And once a customer is interested, we're going to get you and them a decision very quickly. We have same-day credit approval, and signing a credit application is somewhat of a mental commitment. It gets the sale off the street, and now you have 2 people working together to help you close the sale, Horizon and yourself.
An example of this that you could relate to is the drive and sign theory. I would imagine that most of you have seen some of the Ford commercials recently. Imagine going into a car dealership where they asked you to go to your bank and go get the financing and come back and purchase. Who feels like going to their bank? Who has the time to deal with it? Most of your clients are behind the 8 ball, they're running out of time, they're moving in 2 weeks. You know that time is of the essence, and the easier you can make it for them, the more convenient it's going to be to purchase from you. Nothing good comes from things taking too long.
And once your customer is credit approved and they sign off on the paperwork, we're going to get you paid very promptly. We're going to overnight a 50% deposit check or wire that payment to you at this point, and we're also going to send you a purchase order. And what's nice about this is you don't get into any collection problems. You don't have to offer a customer extended terms or net 30 terms. If they were going to pay you by a credit card, well, your sale's automatically more profitable because you don't have to pay a fee to Visa or MasterCard.
And like Jim said, we offer a 50% deposit on every project. If your client's interested in financing, why would they want to put up a 50% deposit prior to placing the order? Well, there's many finance companies that are going to require you to ask your client for the advance deposit. Where in working with Horizon Keystone's program, we're going to provide you the deposit needed to place your order. Some dealers even use that money to get extra cash discounts from their manufacturer, another way to increase your profits.
And you'll also typically have a larger sale. And the reason being is it's so easy to add $20 a month to a monthly payment than it is to add $1,000 to the bottom line of your invoice. So you'll find your customers buy more. Maybe they go with the fabric that they really want or the manufacturer that they really want. And you'll tend to have a more profitable sale too. Reason being is they're more likely to negotiate the interest rate with us than your specific GP percentage on a chair.
A couple examples that I can relate to on this one. I remember going to purchase a car some time ago, and the car came standard with a 1 CD player in there. However, I remember the car dealer saying to me, well, would you like us to upgrade that to a 10 disc CD player? It's only $5 more a month. And of course, at the time I said, you know what? Of course, for $5 more a month, I might as well get the 10 disc CD player. It's much easier to upgrade. I also had a dealer in Texas that recently just financed a $100,000 project for their client. We gave the dealer a 50% deposit, but not but a day or two later, that client called us up and said, would it be a problem if we wanted to change the chair fabric? I really wanted to go with that higher end fabric, and I did want to get an overhead on each one of those workstations. That added $20,000 more to that project, and I'm sure a lot more GP to the dealer.
So we've gone through how you'll have a larger sale and a more profitable sale. There's another great reason right now to offer financing, and that's our Workplace Furnishings Incentive Program. For any member of Workplace Furnishings, we are running a special promotion. It runs now through the first half of 2014, so through 6/30/14. And how it works is the first lease sale that you refer to us that we work on together, you're going to get a $100 incentive check paid to you. But then from lease number 2 on, you're going to get $500 every time you refer a customer to us and they finance their sale with us. And we're running this for a full 6 months, so you have plenty of time to get that second or third lease referral into us and make an extra $1,000 to $2,000 by using our program. From your customer standpoint, it's all about convenience. Very quick answers within 24 hours. We don't need any financials for any request up to $150,000, and it's really easy paperwork. I don't know if you've ever gone to a bank to borrow, but it sometimes can be a 1 to 2 week process, and you need all this information. A lot of customers like our program because it's so easy to use.
And of course, there's great tax benefits. Some of you may have heard about the tax benefits that were this past year in 2013. Basically, in short, clients could write off up to $500,000 of their office furniture and equipment purchases. So for example, if a customer or one of your clients had earned $100,000 at the end of the year, and they also purchased $100,000 in furniture, they would receive a $100,000 tax deduction. So that would give them a zero tax liability to Uncle Sam. However, if they didn't purchase any furniture or office equipment, they would have to pay Uncle Sam whatever their tax bracket is, usually about a 35% tax bracket, would be about $35,000 back to Uncle Sam in the form of taxes based on that income. So which would you rather have? A new office full of nice furniture, or to pay Uncle Sam a check for $35,000?
And it's very non-invasive financing. We're never going to put a lien on your customer's building, their real estate, or their accounts receivables. We only secure our lending with the office furniture that we're financing. So a lot of customers like that. Also, from a personal credit standpoint, if they are a younger business or a smaller business, usually under 7 years' time in business or under 10 employees, we may need to look at their personal credit. But if we do, at most there's going to be just an inquiry on their credit report. It does not show up as additional debt on their credit report. And a lot of newer businesses, especially ones in our startup finance program, really like this about our program. For your more established companies, 7+ years, 10 or more employees, we don't even really get into pulling personal credit. We'll simply pull a Dun & Bradstreet report and make a business lending decision off of that. And here are some basic terms that may come up in a conversation with a client. First one is total project financing. And what that means is basically anything that you sell can be included in the lease and the finance agreement. So it's furniture, it's installation, it's shipping, sales tax, and anything else that you'd like to add in, such as sound masking or artwork. But it's also anything else that your customer needs for their move, maybe computers or LED lighting. The next word is terms, and what that means is the length of the lease agreement. And we do terms as short as 1 year and as long as 6 years, but you'll find that most people tend to gravitate towards your traditional 3 and 5 year terms. The next term on here is purchase option, and there's two types of purchase options with a lease. First one is the most common with office furniture. It's a dollar buyout, lease to own plan, where your customer makes X number of payments and they own the furniture at the end. It's also called financing. And then the other type is a fair market value, which is more of your rental type payment. Slightly lower payment, and then they have the choice at the end to either return the furniture to us or purchase it for its then fair market value. The next term on this sheet is app only. Well, what that means is at what point can you just accept a credit application and review a request? And with us, any request up to $150,000, we only need a credit application and we'll get back to you within less than a day. For any request above $150,000, we usually just need 2 years of financials to accompany that application. The next term, municipal financing, involves our state and government finance program. You may have clients that fall within the K-12 industry, a police department, a library. Maybe their budget's less this year than it was the previous year. What we'll do is offer them an affordable rate, offer them to get the furniture that they need now for their institution, and we even allow cancellation. So we'll write a 5-year lease, and there will be an amendment that says, we understand, hey, you still have to renew these funds year to year at your annual budget meeting. So a lot of townships like our program for that. Pre-funding is the amount that you get paid in advance. It's 50 to 95%. The first payment is automatically 50%, as we discussed, but then if you have a punch list at the end and you need an additional 40 or 45%, we're really good about getting you paid for the product that's been delivered. And the last term on the sheet is advance payment. And what that is, that's your customer's upfront cost. It's typically the first and last month payment in advance. It counts as 2 of the 36 total or 2 of the total 60 payments and a one-time small documentation fee.
So now we're just going to talk a little bit about how you can offer this low monthly payment to your clients. And it's really easy. You know, a lot of the dealers that we work with, they simply call us up with the dollar amount, and then we can email you a quote and any information that you might want to pass along to your client, or simply email us the dollar amount. We'll send the quote back to you. If you want us to just simply call your client, just give us the name and phone number. We want to make it easy for you. A lot of dealers also like our 24/7 access to our quote system that's online, which is at www.wpffinancing.com. And later we're going to mention a suggestion to visit that after our webinar here so you can test it out. We're going to show you a couple screenshots in the next slides of what you expect to see there. One other thing that we offer too, which is another value-added program that we bring to Workplace Furnishing, is free D&B reports. We can offer this to your dealership, to dealer principals, or if you'd like to pre-approve a client, say you're getting ready to meet with a client and you think it's a nice opportunity, maybe a decent sized project. If you want to call us up, all we need is their name and address. We can run a Dun & Bradstreet on them. And as Jim said, since we don't need too much personal information on larger companies, a lot of times we could pre-approve your client. So you could really go in there with some confidence and even telling your client how easy this is going to be if they're interested in financing the purchase. A great opening line is, you know, when you're going to meet with your client, you're going to present your proposal, you know, you might want to say to them, you know, Mr. Client, many of my clients have chosen to finance a purchase recently. I wasn't sure if you'd be interested as well, so I've included some information for your review. You know, it's just a great way to make clients feel comfortable that a lot of other companies are doing this as well, and it's a soft opening line for you to mention that you included this information so that they didn't have to ask for it. You know, remember, the person that you may be dealing with may be the facilities person and not the ultimate decision maker. So you want to make sure that your presentation includes everything that the financial decision maker may want to consider by the time it hits the CFO or the CEO's desk. You know, you only get one chance to make that great first impression.
And so here's an overview of how the process works. First, you offer financing. You reach out to Horizon, we get you a monthly payment, or you go to the website wpffinancing.com. At that point, if your customer's interested, they fill out a credit application and send it to us. We get back to you and them within a day within an answer. At that point, go ahead and finalize their order and send us a copy of that order. We use it to draw up all our paperwork, and we email it to your client within less than a business day. At that point, they sign the paperwork, overnight it to us, and you're going to get that purchase order from us and that 50% advance deposit check. We'll keep in touch with each other from there. The job is delivered and installed. You get the second 50% check overnighted to you at that point. And here are the screenshots Janine was talking about. When you go to WPFfinancing.com, you first go to a data entry screen where you enter in your customer's information. And that takes you to kind of a raw data screen that shows you the payments for 2, 3, 4, and 5 years on a lease-to-own dollar buyout plan. You can then output that data either via email or by printing. And this is what that output looks like. It's got all your contact information at the top, the monthly payments right here, and your customer's next step right here. And again, this is all we need for any request up to $150,000. You also have the option of printing out some great marketing forms from this site, the tax benefits that Janine spoke about earlier, and a nice overview sheet which details the process that we just went over together. And if you do choose to email this proposal out from the website directly, a great system-generated message automatically appears that you can just send to your client that has links to marketing forms and also our online credit application. And we're going to end today's webinar with just some frequently asked questions that may come up while you're speaking with your customer. First one that comes up from time to time is, do you offer extended terms for payment? Meaning, can your customer give you a third now and a third 3 months from now and a third a couple months after that? You may or may not be able to offer that, but I'm sure it's not ideal. So a great answer to this is, well, unfortunately, we don't offer terms such as those, but we have a fantastic finance partner that offers terms as short as 12 months. Because you're doing short-term financing, the finance cost is minimal, and that'll give you the flexibility that you're asking me for. The next question that comes up a lot is probably the most popular question, and it's what is the rate? And our rates are price point driven, so if you ever just want to connect your client with us, we'd be glad to give them the specific interest rate for their order. But a great stock answer is, hey, I know my clients have always found them to be competitive and easy to do business with, and I know if you call them, they can answer your questions and give you the best terms available. Next question, what's the minimum time in business to apply for credit? And there is none. We have a fantastic startup program, and we also have competitive programs for larger transactions too. So we help out your brand new companies all the way up to your Fortune 500 organizations. The minimum dollar amount that can be financed is any sale that is $10,000 or above on average. When is your incentive paid? I would say that's the second most popular question that we have out there, and that is typically paid to you within 2 weeks of the project being done, and it'll be mailed either to your home or your office depending on your preference. And the last question on here, hey, I'm interested in your financing program. What should I do next? Great, call Horizon. They'll walk you through a simple process. I will send them an email now and CC you so you can connect directly.
Okay, so we gave you a lot of great information here, and I hope that you'll find it valuable in your next project and going forward. What I suggest you do from here is create a sample quote for $50,000. This will give you the opportunity to visit this website that we were talking about. Email it to your computer. That way you see a draft of that message, you can read through it. And when you're doing it, there will be several PDFs that you can attach to that quote. Save them to your desktop. That way you have them at your fingertips for your convenience. There's one attachment there called the benefits of financing. It's a great flyer to use in very preliminary conversations, even before you've gotten to talking about numbers. A lot of dealers just include that within their marketing information or a little bit about your company. Then the next thing is complete the WPF incentive enrollment form. You can get this form by simply emailing either Jim or myself, and we're going to give you our email addresses on the next screen. Email us that you are interested and you see the value, and we'll email you back the incentive enrollment form, and that way you can start qualifying for that $100 to $500 incentive right away. And number 3, you got to bring this up early and often. Remember, 85% of all sales have to do with affordability. You know that. And people don't know what they want until you show them. Let's show them that you know what they want.
And thank you so much for your time today. As you can see on the screen, there's Janine and my own contact information. If you have any questions about what we went over today, or if we can help one of your clients out, please don't hesitate to contact us either via email or by phone.